All right, well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to our virtual Runway Run Expo. I'm Jeffrey Bass, the president and CEO of the Hiller Aviation Museum, and I want to thank you for your support of our fourth annual event, the Airport Runway Run. I also wanted to thank some of the people behind the scenes that are making the event possible. Our Runway Run committee, consisting of Soyun Choi, Matt Croce, Gina Merrick, Josh McGinn, Christy Meyer, Bernie Mellett, Lauren Miskelly, Cindy Smith, Will Stroll, and Jing Wu. And here on our museum staff, Lily Turner, Jen Roger, and last but not least, the guru behind the event, Rebecca Durant. So thank you, everyone who's made the Runway Run a reality for this year. This has been an interesting and challenging year. Normally, we're always looking forward to being able to gather everybody together at the museum. This is a Runway Run from a couple of years ago. Get out on the San Carlos Airport runway and enjoy the sun and the breeze at the edge of the bay. We weren't able to do that this year. This is a drone shot that gives you a nice sense of the event from a year or so ago. But we're excited that everybody got into the spirit of the event as we went a virtual way this year and made their own personal runway run wherever they happen to be. So we're closed to the public at the moment, just as are all the museums and cultural institutions in the Bay Area right now. We've got our collection of 50 airplanes, but we're more than just an airplane museum. We're really an informal science learning center. Museums like ours, we use the specific interests that people may have, especially kids, is as a gateway to the exploration of science and technology and engineering and math, all those STEM subjects. And there are a lot of different kinds of museums in the Bay Area because there are a lot of different interests in the natural sciences or biology, space exploration, or even aviation. These are all gateways for providing people with tools of science to explore how the physical world works. So your participation in the Runway Run actually helps support our programming. That reaches out to over 50,000 kids every year, including more than 10,000 who visit the museum with their school classrooms. And now that we have gone virtual, we're able to still continue reaching out to our audiences through our website on www.hiller.org. And you can go to our Hiller at Home page from there, and with your kids and your friends and your family, you can explore some of the stuff that we have on the Hiller page. You can do make and take activities with your kids. You can read aircraft stories, try different sorts of interesting simulations and things that we've linked to with NASA and other organizations on the site. We have our virtual invention lab, which is a Zoom program that goes on every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday that you can just jump on. It's a free thing. It's a project making activity that we facilitate in real time on Zoom. And then we have our Hiller Hangar Talks. Every couple of weeks, we've got an aviation enthusiast, a scholar, or an adventurer who shares their exploits in aviation. And coming up this week is a cargo pilot, Ross Ferguson, who's going to pose the question of what's more fun, flying passengers or freight. So even though the museum's closed, we still have a lot of stuff going on, and we really thank your support for the museum with this event. So be sure to go to our website at hiller.org. And, you know, we're ramping up now to enjoy a stretch of about 5 or 6 days of a virtual race that people will be participating in. And to walk us through all of that, I'd like to introduce Cindy Smith.
All right, thank you. I'm going to just present my screen here. All right, thank you, Jeffrey, and thank you to the Hiller Aviation Museum. I'm super excited to be here tonight to walk you guys through. I will be your MC. So I'm on the race committee, like Jeff mentioned, but I am also a sponsor of the race. This is me running the race, crossing the finish line, I believe, in the past years. But I'm also the creator of Smitty Lettering, which creates running related art. So check me out at smittylettering.com and at Instagram. So we have a really great agenda for everybody tonight, and we'll be walking you through lots of information about the race. So we'll have the virtual race information. We'll go through some tips for runners. We have also some words from our sponsors, We're doing some really fun and exciting giveaways with some great prizes, kids activities, and then we'll just wrap up. So just some administrative notes. This is going to be recorded and is recorded now and will be posted on the hiller.org/run website, so you can refer back to it or share with your friends. And also just throughout the session here, if you have any questions, feel free to chat it into the Zoom chat here. Rebecca will be answering, or one of us will be answering your questions. So feel free to answer or ask any questions throughout. So thank you, and I'll hand it over to Rebecca. Rebecca, I think you are muted.
Hello. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. We're glad to have you with us this year, even though it wasn't the race that we thought we were going to be running, but it's the race that we can run. So if you'll go to the next slide, I wanted to first just go over some information about packet pickup, because for a lot of folks, they're going to be able to pick up their swag tomorrow. So that's going to be at Sports Basement in Redwood City, and we'll be there from 2 to 7 p.m. That's at 202 Walnut Street, and it's right between the Whipple and Woodside exits. And if you haven't been to the Sports Basement lately, you should know that they will take your temperature before you enter the store, and you'll need to wear your mask and stay 6 feet apart from others at all times. So that will be in place. And what will you get in your swag bag? So I want to give you a little preview. You will get the first ever Runway Run participant medal. And this is our first time doing a medal in our 4th year here. You'll get a new t-shirt for 2020 and a tote bag. And you'll also get 2 free admissions to Hiller Aviation Museum, which you can use at any point in the next year when the museum reopens. And we also have some coupons for you from Sports Basement and from Orange Theory Fitness. We've got lots of healthy snacks in your goodie bag. And if you're going to do any shopping while you're there, you get 20% off all in-store purchases. And if you happen to be a basementier, which is the rewards program of Sports Basement, they'll actually bump that up to 28%. So that's going on tomorrow afternoon. I look forward to seeing many of you then. And then for virtual and virtual plus, we'll be sending out bibs by email, and some of you may have already received those, and more of those will be coming shortly. And you'll also get a certificate, and it's really nice with the background of the actual SQL runway. That will come up when you upload your results, and I'm going to talk more about that in a second. But you will get your bib and your certificate. You'll have digital access to those. Now, for anybody who is unable to come to packet pickup, but who is registered as a Virtual Plus participant, you do have the option to ship my swag. So we've had a couple dozen people who've already enlisted in that option, and that's fine. You'll find it at the very bottom of hiller.org. There's an option that says can't make it to packet pickup, click here. And so there's an option just to pay for shipping and handling, and then we will get that swag right out to you. We'll be sending those out starting on Monday. So that's just the kind of 101 on packet pickup and how to get your swag. Thank you. Yes. And then just want to give you some more information about running the race, because it is really different this year. So you get to pick your course, a 2K, 5K, or 10K route. You get to keep track with your own GPS, whatever you normally like to use to track your running or walking. And when you're done, you just take a picture of it. So that's the trick. You can do a screenshot if it's on your phone, or if it's using another device, you can take a picture with your phone. But that picture is what you're going to upload to make it official. So let's see, you can use Runkeeper, Strava, Nike Plus, Garmin, Runtastic, your Apple Watch. There are many others. That's just a sampling of some of those devices that you can use to track your 2K, 5K, or 10K. So that's sort of the protocol. And I'm going to show you on the next page more about how to do that. And you do have 10 days to run the race. So you have through 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, August the 16th. So it starts tomorrow, runs for 10 days. You can run your race at any point during that window and just upload your results by Sunday night. And here's the specifics of the uploading process. So you go to hiller.org/run, and I've put the little red arrow there. That's where the button will be, and I'm going to activate it after this. Upload and verify my results right under register now. So when you click on that, it's going to take you over to Get Me Registered. And at Get Me Registered, you're going to have 3 choices. This is the same site where you registered for the race. You can submit 2K, 5K, or 10K. You do need to select the correct race that you registered for. And in the event that you don't recall or you can't find your original registration email, you can always email me and I'll confirm that information for you. Right here, we're in the box where it says submit your results. That's the very particular spot where you enter your first name, last name, and email, and it does need to match what was in your original registration. So if you have a nickname or you go by a legal name and another name, you need to check and see what you entered on your original transaction. And if you don't recall, again, you can email me and be happy to confirm that. So you enter your first name, last name, email, the time for your race, and then to verify your time, that's where you choose a file and you're going to upload that picture that you took from your results page from your app. So that's kind of the 1-2 steps to uploading your results. And again, you have till Sunday, August 16th to do that. And then I want to just go over prizes. So once you run your race, upload your results, when everybody has had a chance to do that on the August the 17th, we'll begin announcing the winners. So we do have a series of prizes, and what you're seeing, sorry, on that picture before, that's the museum's 101 marquee, which in times of regular traffic is seen by many on 101. It's a little bit lighter seen these days, but we do take a picture of it with your name on it and we'll send it to you. In the event that you're not able to drive by on the day that you are up on the marquee, we'll take a picture and send it to you. So those are the 5K and 10K winners, both male, female categories, right there. So we'll do that again this year. That's your top prize. And then for the overall winners, we have other prizes as well. You get a $125 gift certificate to Sports Basement. You have a 1-year individual museum membership, and that's a $65 value. A Smitty lettering calendar, which is very cool. It has, she'll tell you more about it later, but it has a lot of great marathon maps in it. And then your name on the marquee. And so even if you don't win the overall, you could still win for your age group first, second, or third place. And you can see the age divisions there on the screen. And so if you are a Virtual Plus participant, you're getting a medal like this. But if you are a winner of your age category, you're getting a medal like this. So a much larger winner's medal will be sent out to you after the race. So we'll get those out when the race is done. And then for our 2K, this is normally, 2K is a fun run, but we did want to do a little something because, you know, you're not getting to have the typical 2K experience on the runway. So we do have, we're going to do prizes for the under 12 category and also the overall. And we're going to give out Smitty lettering calendars, and also we have these gliders. So we're going to be sending some of these out too. So keep in mind that if you haven't already registered, you can register all the way through the last day of the 10-day window. So if you're watching this and it's prior to Sunday, August 16th, you can register, you can compete, you can win. So that's a quick overview of our prizes.
All right. Would you like me to take over, Rebecca?
Yes, please. Over to you.
Right. Hi, everyone. I'm Lorna Miskelly. I'm on the committee, along with others that were introduced at the beginning. You can see me running there. Last year, I run all of the runway runs that have taken place in the prior years, and excited to try this new format this year. And I wanted to walk through some tips for runners on how to make it the best virtual race possible. So if you go to the next slide. So just for those that aren't familiar with the different distances that Rebecca walked through, the 2K, as she talked about, is a great family kids fun run. It's 1.24 miles, so a good distance to run with the whole family. The 5K is 3.1 miles, another good family distance that you can get all your kids involved. And then the 10K is 6.2 miles. So for those that are more experienced runners, that's a great distance to tackle. So those are the different distances, just so you're aware. And now we're going to talk about how you plan a route. All right. So I've done a few virtual runs in this new era that we're all in. And surprisingly, you can make it pretty, if you try to, I'd say, emulate a real race day as much as possible. If you are an avid runner, you can, really try to make it as much of a similar to a race day as possible, which is, pick your start time, pick your route, make sure you have people, if you want to cheer you along at a safe social distance. So I recommend either using Map My Run, or there's a mappedometer.com where you can actually measure out the distance, so you can try to figure out your course in advance. And you can do a few laps if you want to really start seeing the same people a few times around, or you can make it an out and back, one big loop. So there's different ways that you can do it. You also could, because there won't be crowds since it's over an extended period, you could start at the Hiller Museum. I actually run on that road a lot. If you start right at the museum and head out towards the bay, you can end up on the Bay Trail. And you can do an out and back, and you could actually take a picture of yourself at the finish line in front of the museum. So that's a good idea for folks, and I think you can distance well, and good chance that there won't be a lot of people there at the same time. So those are some tips, and definitely if it's a warm day, and you have family that can cheer you on if they're not running it, you can have them there supporting you with water, things like that, to make it a great experience. And wear your bib, and make it feel like you're really running a race, because you are going to upload your times, and it will be, you'll get to see how you stack up against all the other runway runners. All right. So Rebecca talked about several of these, just some recommendations. You can take a picture of your time for sure. You can also use some of these apps. And what's nice is, they, especially Google Fit or Apple, Map My Run, and Strava, they all will be GPS enabled. So you can make sure you really have your right distance, and you're able to track exactly what you ran. And then you can upload those onto the site that you saw Rebecca point you to. Another fun thing that we've put together is some playlists. So if you want to get pumped up and really feel like you're part of the Runway Run, there is a curated Apple Music and Spotify playlist. You can get to them at hiller.org/run as well, all with airplane and airport themed flying songs to really get you into the theme of the Runway Run. So I recommend getting those playlists and listening to them as you do your race. All right, now I'm going to hand it over for sponsors.
Thank you, Lauren. Okay, on to Rebecca for sponsors. I think you're muted.
I'm just going to leave myself unmuted now. Lily and I are going to talk about some of our Explorer sponsors, starting with Sports Basement. So they have 10 locations in the San Francisco Bay Area, including their newest store in Redwood City. They offer the best brands at basement prices, and they are currently open as an essential business. They also have online shopping and curbside pickup available now. But whether you're looking for clothes or shoes or equipment for any sport or outdoor activity, they've got it, as well as an extensive bike shop for every age and style. And so Virtual Plus participants, we will hopefully see many of you there tomorrow to pick up your medals, t-shirts, and goodie bags from 2 to 7 p.m.
And I'd like to thank Orange Theory Fitness with local gyms in Redwood Shores and Redwood City Woodside Plaza. Orange Theory Fitness workouts are designed with one goal in mind: to make sure anyone who tries it feels successful. You will receive the energy of a group workout with the personal attention of an experienced certified personal coach, along with heart rate data and performance metrics in real time.
And we'd also like to give a shout out to KGO ABC 7 News, a sponsor since the beginning of the Airport Runway Run. They're your #1 source for breaking news, streaming, video online, weather, sports, all covering the Bay Area. So thank you, KGO ABC 7 News, for all your support. And we're going to send it back to Cindy.
Awesome, thank you, and thank you to our sponsors. We still have a couple of agenda items here, and the next one is going to be really fun. We have some giveaways. So along with the prizes that Rebecca went through for each of the races, we're going to do some really fun giveaways. So we have two big giveaways. One is going to be a door prize giveaway, meaning every registered participant is entered to win, and I will go over what the big prizes are. And so just to repeat, if you are registered, your bib number will be put into the raffle, and we'll randomly choose one winner for that prize. And then second, we have a social media giveaway. And so what this is you know, any time during this 10-day period on your run, take a photo and a selfie of yourself with the museum on the background, and I'll show you some examples in our next slide. And this could be virtually or physically, and upload it to Instagram. Use the hashtag Airport Runway Run. And then we will also, on August 17th, randomly choose a winner for the prizes. And that will be chosen on August 17th again. And I know you're all wondering what the prizes will be. So this is really exciting. We have about a $125 prize pack for each of these giveaways. So we have one giveaway for each of them, so 2 total. And that prize pack includes lots of fun items from the museum, including a Top Gun duffel bag, some stomp rockets, a airplane, paper airplane book. As Rebecca mentioned, we will also be including a marathon map from me, Smitty Lettering, which includes 12 of my marathon maps created and drawn by me, and then including a kite as well. So overall, it's going to be valued at over $125. So we'll be again doing the raffle on August 17th. So some of the examples of what a selfie could look like, you can have a background like this on the left of the Hiller Aviation Museum, or you can actually go to the museum outside, park there, and do a little selfie before you run or after you run. So again, use the hashtag Airport Runway Run, and we will be doing a raffle and giveaway, and then we will send the winners the big prize pack. All right, and I will hand it over to Matt for kids activities.
All right, good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. My name is Matt Croce. I'm new to the Hiller, been around about, I think, a year and a half now, and looking forward to my first Runway Run. I think I'm going to be doing mine in the Baylands this weekend, so I'm looking forward to that. Next slide, please. So some of this has already been touched on, but how can we get our kids to participate in the runs? Well, we do have a division for them at 12 and under, and also 13 through 19 for older kids like mine. And the 2K really is a fun run. They'll be getting a participant medal to all the Virtual Plus registrants. So it's a great time to get your kids out. Even if you just run around the neighborhood, 2K is a short distance, it's easy to do, and it's something where you can all do together with your family. Next slide, please. But beyond that, obviously, that's one event. How can we find things to do with our kids on a daily basis during this lockdown? And that's where one of our sponsors, Go Squeeze, can help us. If you look, there's a link to their website in the top left of the screen that will be available to you. And when you go to their page, if you look at the bottom that's circled in red, they've got quite a group of activities for kids. Next slide, please. If you zoom in on that, you can either look at all the games, or you can break them up by tags if you're looking specifically for indoor, or outdoor games, or for a particular group size. And when you click on one of those, when you select the actual game, it gives you a quick overview, kind of an idea of what the game's like, see if you're going to be interested in it. And then you can click on See More, and it'll actually break it up into the supplies that you need, a quick description of it, and how to play. So some rules to either be followed or broken by you and your children as you see fit. Next slide, please. These are some of my favorites that I pulled out. Flashlight tag, something to do after dark, going outside with some flashlights and and tagging each other that way. Sardines for smaller kids is always fun, sort of like hide and seek, but when you find someone, you pile in there with them, and the game ends up with everybody piled into one hiding spot. And then in the weather that we've been having, at least up until yesterday, on really hot days, some water limbo, basically using just a garden hose and some music, seeing how low you can go without getting wet or touching the ground. Next slide, please. And of course, I'll reiterate some of the things that Jeff talked about briefly, but Hiller at Home has a lot of activities, both for adults and for kids. I'll focus on one of them here, which is our virtual invention lab. So over on the right side of the screen, if you click on that, it'll go into a schedule on labs that are going to be available. I'll highlight one of them here. Next slide. So if you click on Virtual Adventure Lab, I've picked August 11th through 15th. As Jeff said, it'll be a Zoom meeting where your kids can sit in. They'll be led through the activity. It has a list of requirements, and in this case, it even has a page that you can print out so that you have not only the required materials, but they're already prepared, and even with some of our graphics from the front of the Hiller Museum. Next slide. And then finally, a way to have some fun and also share information about the race are our coloring pages. There's an extended link there, or you can just go to hiller.org/run and download these for your kids to color. And if you look, there's a QR code there that if you post these in your window or somewhere that is in public view, people can enjoy your artwork and then also get more information on the race and hopefully join and have fun as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Matt. Lots of fun activities for the kids is a great way to involve the whole family here. All right, next we go to more words from our sponsors.
Well, Ombudsman Service of San Mateo County. Ombudsman Services of San Mateo County is committed to working with residents, families, facilities, and stakeholders to create a community dedicated to protecting the rights of all residents living in long-term care in San Mateo County. Residents of long-term care facilities are often most vulnerable in society. Ombudsman Services of San Mateo County works to assure the protection of these residents through advocacy, direct intervention, and education in collaboration with service providers.
And we also want to thank Hillsdale Shopping Center. Hillsdale Shopping Center is the heart of the peninsula, and currently outdoor dining and outdoor retail are open. Their usual hours are Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sundays, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. They do have curbside pickup available by more than 40 of their retailers right now, and there's a full list available at hillsdale.com. They have some new stores in their North Block, so if you haven't been, they've got the Apple Store, Ethan Allen, Lululemon, Palette Tea Garden, Pinstripes, Shake Shack, and West Elm. So enjoy your next visit or your outdoor dining or your curbside pickup at Hillsdale Shopping Center.
And we'd like to thank Provident Credit Union. Provident Credit Union membership gives you access to special financial products that are better than a bank's. You'll especially enjoy lower rates on auto and home loans and earn higher interest on savings and checking accounts. Provident Credit Union is rooted in education and proud supporter of museums throughout California.
And we'd like to thank GoGo Squeeze. You will find some examples of their product in your goodie bags. They want to make life easier for families, healthier and happier for families. There are over 20 varieties of their fruit and veggie pouches, and these are the squeezable, reclosable, 100% fruit in a pouch. So we'll put a link on our website to their playtime activities that Matt mentioned. They have a great list of indoor and outdoor activities for you and your family to enjoy. So
Okay.
Willie's going to talk about bear snacks.
Oh, we're moving on. I thought it was the next one. Okay, Bear Snacks believes it's a simple thing that makes life a little fuller. Bear Snacks are an easy, healthy choice to snack on at home or on the go. Have you tried their apple chips, coconut chips, which are my personal favorite, sweet potato chips? So many healthy options. Virtual registrants, look for Bear Snacks in your Google goodie bag.
And big thank you to Smitty Lettering. They combine a love of running and art to bring you unique gifts and help you treasure the miles and moments in your life. Thank you to today's talented hostess with the mostest, and we'll send it back to her.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. And now, we wanted to just wrap up with some, wrap up of the information we got today. So just a reminder for the Virtual Plus registrants, you can pick up your packet at Sports Basement tomorrow, starting 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. You can also still register, so tell all your friends, your family who haven't already, to register at hiller.org/run. You can register until 8/16. And then you can run between August 7th, which is tomorrow, until August 16th. And so you run the 2K, 5K, or 10K races. Upload your results at hiller.org/run. And don't forget the giveaways. So upload your photo to Instagram and use the Airport Runway Run hashtag. And of course, have a really great time. So I'll just pause here for any questions. Feel free to unmute or chat, or just start a chat in the chat window. Any questions out there? All right, well, if you think of a question, feel free to email the Hiller Aviation or refer back to this recording, which will be posted on hiller.org/run. And then before we go, we have some last sponsors to thank.
Well, I just want to finally thank our ground crew and spectator sponsors for supporting the Hiller Aviation Museum and the Runway Run. San Carlos Together, Farm Fresh to You, San Carlos Podiatry, San Mateo County Silicon Valley Convention and Visitors Bureau, Smart and Final, and finally, Rossi Decorating and Painting, which, if you look behind some of our screensavers there, are the people who painted the dazzle on the Hiller Aviation Museum.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us today in our virtual expo. We hope that you have a great run, and we can't wait to see the photos and the results that will come through. Again, if you have any questions, please email the Hiller Aviation Museum or just go to hiller.org/run.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, everybody.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you all.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Thank you. Good night, everybody.